Welcome, my beautiful Scorpios. This is your August 2024 reading. This is going to be for Scorpios, Sun, Moon, or Rising, or all of the above. Um, this is also for those who are intuitively guided to the reading, and you probably don't know why, but it's probably your spirit guides nudging you. I thank you for paying attention to your intuition. You could be here because you are in love with a Scorpio, platonically, romantically. Just remember that your guides will also send you messages. They know you're here. And these are the type of readings I feel like they reach you in divine timing. Because I do read through my spirit guides. The cards are like the tools that ignite my intuition. So, anyways, welcome everyone. Let's go ahead and get into your reading. We're going to use three different decks. We're going to use the Mother Mary for her beautiful words of wisdom, and we will take her at the end of the reading. We are going to use the newest deck, which I'm using all the time now, just to really get used to it and let you get used to it. This is called the Tradivia Tarot. It's a company that reached out to me and gave me the deck for free. I blessed them. I welcomed them into the family, and I just love them. So we're going to use them to clarify, or you know what I'm going to say, to go deeper. That's why the readings are long, because we go deep. And for your main spread, a deck that I really haven't used in a while, we're going to use the Good Tarot. Um, just calling out to me, but I have not used it in a while, so I'm excited to. I always love when you're like, I seem to tend to go to the same decks, but every once in a while a deck will call out to me and I just know it's meant for you. So that will be the Good Tarot. I'm going to go ahead and bring the lid down and let's go ahead and begin. I'm going to give them, oh, well, real quick, I do want to give a shout out to my daughter, October 29th, Jennifer. Well, she doesn't like to be called Jennifer. Jen. She said her boss called her Jennifer and she got so upset. I'm like, but that is your name, which I gave you. But she goes by Jen. Also, my brother Sean, Sean, also Scorpio. So shout out to them. Both very, very loving hearts. All right. Let's go ahead and open this reading. So we're going to start by giving them a cut. I forgot how big they are. All right, let's go ahead and give them a shuffle. Wow, hello. Look at this. I mean, literally flew out of the deck, upright and face up. Ace of Cups. What a way to open up your reading, Scorpio. Ace of Cups, unconditional love. Interesting. So let's see why. Let's see who. Let's see what it means. I love it when a card just comes out like that. You just know it was meant to be. All right. Well, look at this. Another ace. So the Ace of Cups and now the Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands, it's about inspired action. Inspiration first and then taking action. Will you or won't you? I feel like this ace you gotta kind of reach out to, well, I should put it a different way. Like, I feel like you'll be, if it's talking about love coming next to the Ace of Cups, then you'll probably feel it before it actually comes in, or you'll know it. Like intuitively, you'll just feel like, I just feel like something good's gonna happen. And then moving forward with it, of course, that is your choice. But look at that, two aces back to back. Oh, well, hello, sun. So, the sun means complete illumination. I love it when the sun comes out in a reading because I feel like if there's anything, let's just say, of a shadow, it can't hide with the sun here. So if this is relating to love, it means it's coming in the light. It means it's playful. The sun's like a brand new day. Also, the ruler of Leo. Interesting. Three beautiful cards all in a row. Okay, well, let's keep going. At this moment, the sun is mirroring that Ace of Cups. So again, that means that that cup is being illuminated to you. And then the action, I feel like, will be up to you, whether you decide to move forward. But again, I feel like there's nothing to fear here with the sun here. Okay. We have the Eight of Pentacles. Eight of Pentacles. Some of you may have recently began something new, like a job, a business. You may be thinking of that. It's interesting because the Eight of Pentacles speaks about the willingness to go into something like as the apprentice, which just means I don't need to know everything. And I love the sun next to that because whatever I don't know, I feel like will be illuminated to me. But again, it's like going into something, being the apprentice, but knowing, feeling that eventually you will be the master teacher. It's like having a love for what you do. Beautiful. And then we have the King of Fire. King of Wands can be an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. We do have Leo out on the board. It's coming under the Ace of Cups. Look at his heart chakra. It's like it's being activated. It's like his third eye is being activated too. It's almost like he's getting ready for love. I say he, it can also be a she, because you want to remember that we carry both masculine and feminine energy, but someone's heart chakra is being activated right under that Ace of Cups. I'm going to bring these up a little bit. Mm-hmm. We have the Queen of Pentacles. Can be a Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. Doesn't have to be though. You know what I feel like? I feel like for some of you, when I think of the Queen of Pentacles, I think of someone who is very good at reading between the lines. I often feel like if you put a contract in front of her, she's going to be able to find those hidden clauses. Like anything that's hidden, she'll find them. Especially with the sun here, that's even more help. Some of you could certainly like be working on your pentacles. I often feel the Queen of Pentacles is, and I don't even know why I feel this, but I often feel like, she's like a manager, supervisor, someone that others may come to for advice. She's coming under the Ace of Wands, but right next to that King. And by the way, in a reading, many times I feel like you're all people, unless we feel it otherwise. Like I feel like one of these people are probably someone else, and I kind of feel like you're the queen right now, which means someone else's hearts is being activated. Okay. It's interesting because I'm looking at the queen and the king, and this queen does have her back to the king. The king is looking at me. To me, that means someone is in the present moment. The queen's looking forward, and I feel like that means someone who's, looking towards the future, maybe receiving some real epiphanies and then putting them to use, like creating from them. And if this has anything to do with like your creative house, it feels like it's going to be on fire this month. Some of you may be receiving like epiphanies, different ideas. And you may receive these epiphanies or ideas and be like, well, I'm not sure. Like, should I do something with them? Or maybe I feel like I don't know enough yet. Well, this is telling us that it doesn't matter. Like, it's probably, it probably has something to do also with your spirituality because I feel like I don't need to know everything here. But I do feel like eventually, especially if this is something that you just find a love for, I feel like eventually, again, you will be the master teacher. This queen may be like concentrating on her money, on her creative house, and she may not even know that this king is behind her. She may not know that yet. My little hands have a hard time handling these big cards. All right, we got a lot, but we're going to take them because they're all face up. We have the Messenger of Fire. This is the Knight of Wands. Interesting coming. This is exactly what the Queen is looking at. Do the Sun. Feels like the Sun God. I'm not even sure why I'm saying that. By the way, I want to remind you in any tarot reading, especially those who read spiritually, ask your spirit guides to send you confirmation. Like signs. Is this a reading for me? Is the whole reading for me? Is there just certain messages I need to hear? I feel like you wouldn't be here otherwise. So, the Knight of Wands really speaks about something that can be coming in quickly. But listen, it's coming through the light, in the light. It's something that is desirable, passionate, interesting. And then we have the Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands is about standing your ground. We have the Eight of Fire, the Eight of Wands. You're getting a lot of fire energy. Eight of Wands, it's fast moving energy. To me, it's also what I think about, I bring about. It's interesting where I feel like this queen may not even realize that this king's heart chakra is being activated. I'm busy doing my thing, creating my business, or creating money for myself, whatever it may be. Definitely following your desires, taking these epiphanies and putting them to use. Let's think about that Eight of Pentacles. Um, as I'm learning here, where am I eventually going to? The Nine of Pentacles. That is independent success. So, what I think about, I bring about. Also fast moving. You have two fast moving energies here, and both of them wands or fire. We have the Hierophant. This is the card of Taurus. This is your opposite, by the way. I do like Taurus and Scorpio together. Um, I mean, I like you with a whole bunch of different signs. I like you with Aries. I like you with a lot of signs, but this is your opposite, and I feel like our opposite can really help fulfill that part of us that, you know, I don't know if I want to say that's missing, but just may help activate that part of us. Now, the Hierophant really is about your belief system. It is a five, so I feel like anytime you see a five, it wants you to stop, think, question yourself. Am I living my life according to my terms? my beliefs, or have I taken on other people's ideas? Do I believe in myself? Do I keep faith alive? We have, geez, hello, marriage card. Wow. This is the Four of Wands. Hmm. I haven't seen these cards for a while. This is the marriage card. Um, Commitment. It doesn't have to be marriage, but it's definitely commitment. And right now it's mirroring the sun with the Knight of Wands in between it. Jeez, passion. I mean, it's heading your way. Ready or not, it's heading your way. That may be why the Hierophant's like, take a moment. Are you living life according to your terms? Seven of Wands, standing your ground. But I really see, like, at this moment, I feel like, what would you be standing your ground on? Maybe in what you do for a living. Maybe it's different than the people around you expect that you would do. But yet in the same breath, I feel like this just feels right. Okay, well, let's keep going. Six of Pentacles. Six of Pentacles is that fine art of give and take. I feel like it's a lesson. But then it's a reward. The lesson is, am I giving and receiving equally? Or am I just giving and not receiving? You can only be happy in that energy for so long. Is someone taking and not giving? Is that why you're standing your ground? This is a very compassionate energy, and it definitely fits your energy. This is where you really do care about your fellow man. Some of you, because it's mirroring the six or the eight of pentacles, it could be what you do in the world. But listen, you could be doing something completely different. It's just that your energy, your compassion, like reaches others. And then another eight, the Eight of Cups. So, Eight of Cups means, first of all, it's an eight. It means a new beginning. You have three eights, maybe three new beginnings. Now, doesn't have to be major things, but I feel like one thing would lead into another that leads into another. Eight of Cups means that, you have probably really looked at this energy of give and take. And maybe you are standing your ground. It's like, I feel like because you're doing your thing, because you're creating like your world, there's probably no room for anyone who like is a taker. But maybe I had to really think about that, right? The Eight of Cups is really looking at those cups that have been knocked over just to find clarity. You don't want to spend a lot of time in this energy. Because, some cups you're never going to understand why it was knocked over. Not everyone can give us the emotion that we deserve. Maybe they weren't meant to. Maybe they were just meant to activate, kind of like this king's heart's being activated. Someone could just come in for a moment, activate that heart chakra, and then you're on your way to what could potentially be the love of your life. This person is moving towards the Nine of Cups, which is inner harmony, which is fulfillment of wishes. You know, can be singular energy also. Interesting. Let's just take a moment with these cards before we move on. Especially with, I mean, come on, the Ace of Cups opening up this reading, followed by the Ace of Wands, passion ignited, and then the Four of Wands down here, a commitment. This commitment is made in the light, and it's full of passion and desire. I'm not going to say it's just love because it could also be like finding that special thing that you're really good at and just loving what you do. Hierophant, your belief system. I feel like it's your morals. That's what I'm picking up right now. It's like your morals. And maybe aligning with someone who has very similar morals. Someone who is compassionate like you. I feel like if someone doesn't have a compassionate heart, I can't see you wanting to hang out with them very long. And that may be what standing your ground is about. Some of wands can also talk about putting out other people's fires. But some of you may be so good at that that's what you end up doing for a living, or even like a side hustle type of thing. But that side hustle may become what you do, what you end up doing for a living. You just might find a real love of it, helping other people to learn how to stand their ground, helping to put other people's fires out. But I also feel like to a point, right? Because you also want to think about yourself. This is saying be compassionate with yourself. But my gosh, it looks like there's something that is brewing. And it feels like love. It feels like commitment. Um, or an energy that can go to real commitment. But I also feel like you're also making a commitment to yourself. Maybe some of you are saying, I just haven't been satisfied with the way my life has been. So, I'm doing a little shadow work and then I'm moving on. I'm going to start doing what makes me happy, what fulfills me. And that may sound a little selfish, but I feel like you deserve that. Especially coming over the Six of Pentacles, because listen, you may have been giving and giving for a long time. Are you allowing yourself to receive? I also feel in the Six of Pentacles, there are good rewards for that. It's like good karma that comes back to you. All right, we'll see what's at the bottom of the deck. Oh my gosh. Hello, Ace of Swords. What is going on, Scorpio? Three aces. Ace of Swords. You can talk about communication. You may just find that you're a great communicator. Using your voice in a positive way. Again, I feel like helping others, and I don't even have to be doing it for a living. I feel like it just naturally comes from you. I definitely feel like for some of you, it's like you're really learning that art of communication. See what's under that. There you are. Queen of Cups. It's like she's connecting. It's like she's receiving these epiphanies. It's almost like your spirit guides are trying to get you ready for this Ace of Cups. Wow. I feel like if this is talking about love, I feel like one of the things I can say here is because you've taken a good hard look like at your life, the situations, the lessons that you have learned, um, I feel like it's important to you that anything or anyone coming toward you, that they have similar morals as you. I feel like you're not interested in teaching someone how to love. And I mean romantically, like if someone comes towards me and they don't know how to love me, well, Keep on going. All right, let's bring in the trivia tarot. Let's get into it. Let's give them a cut. And we're going to start at the beginning, but we're definitely reading it as a whole because it really is speaking as a whole here. All right, start with these aces. Three aces. Wow. And the sun. I feel like if you do what you love, then naturally your life is going to feel balanced. And I feel when you feel balanced, life just feels right. The sun is here shining for you. It's giving you complete illumination. There's nothing to fear. It is illuminating a commitment. And yes, I do feel like number one, making a commitment to oneself. But I can't help but think you may also be making a commitment to another, or another may be asking for that. Again, I would think that they would have, again, very similar morals as you. Four of Cups. Interesting, because the Four of Cups can talk about discontentment or boredom in one's life, but there is a cup being offered to this person. And this is really about learning to use your spiritual discernment relating to this cup. Well, it's coming right over that cup, so you can say yay or nay. A lot of times you can't see it in this image, but a lot of times you'll see the person like you're like focusing on the cups that have been knocked over. But the cup that's coming in most of the decks that I use, it literally looks like it's being handed to you from God or divine, however you want to put it. But, it's like four cups, bringing in a cup, asking you to use your spiritual discernment, and then it's literally over the cup. The Knight of Wands, over the Ace of Wands. I can tell you one thing. August is going to be a very passionate month for you, probably for different reasons, and maybe it's a few different reasons. Again, fast moving. Maybe that's a little scary. Maybe I want something to slow down. But this is passion driven. Right over that Ace of Wands. Wow. Marrying the Hierophant. You know, to me, that means, let's say someone is offering me their cup. Because the Hierophant is mirroring that Knight of Wands and that Ace of Wands, I feel like the question I would have is, talk to me about your morals. Talk to me about who you are in the world. Are you a compassionate soul? Because I feel like if they're not, well, they're probably not for you. I just think, I feel like you've been there, done that. Interesting because I always tell you, as love starts to enter, and if you're nervous at all, take it slow. But everything seems to be moving quickly here. Yet everything is also in the light in the same breath. All right, let's keep going. Some of you are learning how to use your voice like never before. You know, you're learning how important it is. And I feel like it's coming out in a very compassionate way. And that can simply mean like, whatever you do for a living, where you're helping people beyond what it is you do, through your voice, through your tone. But I feel like someone's taken notice. Someone has taken notice of my Scorpio. Someone is offering a cup. We have the Page of Cups coming over the sun. We have, look at this, the Six of Cups coming over the Eight of Pentacles. And then we have the beautiful Empress over this King of Wands. So someone is seeing you like this, seeing you in the Empress's energy. That makes sense with the sun being here and the Hierophant being here. It's almost like someone knows that I better be of a certain vibration if I'm going to approach my Scorpio. I better be in a certain vibration or she's going to shut me down. Some of you may be a single mother, and that might be changing. Let's talk about the Empress and her energy. This is someone who has really been through it all. I feel like the Empress has, lived the lives of all the queens and has really learned from that. She doesn't carry the weight of the problems and the issues. No, I dissect it, I figure it out, I keep my heart open, I stay loving and nurturing my natural self. To me, that's also what the Page of Cups here is about with the sun. It is like your inner child, your playfulness coming out. Maybe it's saying, allow that part of yourself to come out and have some fun. But the Empress is also no one's fool. And it may have taken time to come to this energy. But I feel like this king knows that. Like, I myself have to be of a certain vibration to even approach Scorpio. You know, I was going to say, someone could certainly like have taken advantage of you, but that would have to be in the past because I feel like you wouldn't be showing as the Empress otherwise. Again, she keeps her heart open. Here is this Ace of Cups that's coming in. Four of Cups is over it. Use your spiritual discernment. You don't have to say yes. Or you can take it slow, even though the energy is moving quickly. But you get to determine that. I feel though, if you fall in love, you fall in love. And, I also feel like it's important that whoever does love you understands that you are the Empress. That you are loving and nurturing, but you're also very powerful and strong. Like, don't try to pull the wool over my eyes. It won't work. I've seen that before. I've been there. I've overcome that. Doesn't mean you're being rude. It just means you're being truthful and honest. And that may be what the Ace of Swords is, right? Truthful, honest with yourself, but also with others. I can tell you this, though. It seems like you are activating this king's heart. And, I kind of jumped here, but we also have the Six of Pentacles coming over the Eight of Pentacles. I'm sorry, the Six of Cups over the Eight of Pentacles. So, the Six of Cups to me, it can certainly talk about someone you already know. But this would be someone who you would have happy memories of. This could be someone who, I hate to always say this, but Six of Cups really does talk about, someone that I know, someone that I have happy memories about. But I'm also thinking it can be twofold because it can also be about like what you're doing as a living, let's say, how you're making your money, and um, it may be something you've been wanting to do, and now you're bringing it to the forefront. Another reason why, if anyone's coming, wants to offer me their cup, well, I feel like I kind of have my life together and I'm not interested in, participating in any lower vibrational energy. But the sun is kind of like your saving grace here. It will illuminate anything. Like shadows cannot hide when the sun is out. If someone is a liar, it will be revealed. If someone's not speaking their truth, you're going to know it. All right, let's keep going. I do feel like this king, though, is seeing you as the empress, like understanding um, that you are powerful, but you are also loving, kind of like admiring who you are. Someone may want to move something much faster than you're comfortable moving. You can always slow it down if you so choose. You don't have to. Because right now I feel like there's really nothing that's telling me like beware. Quite the opposite. I feel like with the Page of Cups coming over the sun, which to me is your inner child, it really is talking about playful type energy, you know. And if it's speaking of love, then I feel like butterflies and, you know, like chasing each other around the room, just having fun. Some of you could be connected to someone where they could have been a friend, and you just have a good time together. Well, they may be falling in love with you. Maybe you don't know that yet. Cards taking their good old time coming out now, which I don't mind because sometimes that gives me a moment to like look around, see what else I'm picking up. All right, we have the Seven of Cups over the Queen of Pentacles. We have the Devil, card of Capricorn, over the Knight of Wands. We have the Five of Swords over the Seven of Swords. Interesting. It's like all the beautiful cards came out first. Now we're getting some of the, let's just call them lesson cards. We have, well, hello, soulmates. The Two of Cups, which is mirroring the Ace of Cups. So, we are talking about a soulmate. I have a feeling something started as a friendship that may turn into love. Probably already love, but more than just friendship. It's definitely signifying that this is about a soulmate. Coming over the Eight of Wands, The Eight of Wands, yes, fast moving energy, but it's also what I think about, I bring about. What vibrations am I putting out into the universe? That's what's going to meet you. Ten of Wands over the Hierophant. I have a feeling that's why the Seven of Cups is out. Seven of Cups is trying to make a decision, right? Like, do I accept that cup or do I not? Sometimes it can feel a little chaotic. And that's why it's hard to make a decision. And I can see that with all the fire on the table. Five of Swords over the Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands, standing your ground. Five of Swords, energy of toxicity, right? But with the five coming over that, I feel like it's like you can see that, that. Certainly someone could have evolved other than yourself. I feel like you have, but someone else may have also evolved. I feel like you're standing very strong this month and probably from this point on. Because with the Ten of Wands over the Hierophant, it's like the Empress is saying, you know, I've been there before. I've been in difficult situations. I've gotten myself out of them. I have no intentions of going back into that type of energy. Ten of Wands can talk about a period of time of heavy responsibilities. And that could certainly be the case. And maybe things are starting to get lighter. You know what I mean? Lighter for you. Yet, I feel like the Seven of Cups, the only reason I may have a hard time, like, deciding whether I want that cup or not is because it's moving quickly. I mean, it just is. It's moving quickly. The devil. I have a feeling that's Capricorn. And I'm saying that because it's so close to the sun. Soulmate energy. Someone who already knows that you're in the Empress's energy. That just means that they understand that, you found that power within. You found your own voice. You found your own way. But yet, I don't know. I keep looking at this king and noticing how his heart chakra is being activated. Maybe he didn't plan on falling in love, but yet it happens. I feel like the Ten of Wands certainly speaks about a period of time. And I often feel the Ten of Wands has already happened. Because I feel like that's energy that's coming to an end. Now, I do have to let it come to an end, but for some of you, I feel like your responsibilities are becoming lighter. You're not putting so much weight on everything. You're concentrating on certain things and not trying to figure out everything at one time. I think when the Empress shows up that, she already has her heart open. So that's not the issue. I feel like the issue would be more, are you right for me? Can you, like if I do get involved with you, are you able to, well, what kind of person are you? Are you compassionate? Do you think of others before you think of yourself? I feel like Scorpio has learned a lot in love. And I know that, well, first of all, because my daughter's a Scorpio, but I also read for a lot of Scorpios. And, you know, You are such loving souls and you're very giving, but that can come back and bite you sometimes. But I feel like once you learn that, I don't feel like you go backwards. So I feel like, whoever is entering, it just feels natural, like, you must be of a certain energy or I cannot call you my own. I can't let you come in and mess up what I've created. But it is a soulmate. And it is mirroring that Ace of Cups. And that Four of Cups is saying that there is a cup coming your way. And just trust your spiritual discernment. And I kind of love that the Ace of Cups and Four of Cups is mirrored over here by the Six of Cups. Again, kind of playful type energy. Um, it tells me if this is someone I already know, then there must be some good memories. All right, well, let's keep going. There's going to be a couple cards I think I'm going to come back and clarify. We have Judgment. This is your spiritual team. Judgment is calling you to the present moment. Why? There's about to be a rebirth. There's something new that's happening. Wow. It's coming over the marriage card or the commitment card, whatever you want to call it. I call it the commitment card. Um, what's it mirroring? The Page of Cups and the Sun. Something new is happening in your life. And your spirit guides just want you to be aware. But in the best of ways, I feel. This means that there is about to be a rebirth right over the energy of commitment. Then we have the moon with the sun and the moon, the empress. I want to say for some of you, this could be a twin flame energy. And with the moon, hello, another ace. Ace of Swords again. Interesting, we had the Ace of Swords on the bottom, and now we have the Ace of Swords in the actual reading. Coming out with the moon. So the moon is first, it is the card of Pisces. It is the ruler of Cancer, but it can talk about uncertainties. And I feel like if it talks about uncertainties, that's why the Eight of Cups is here, right? Finding emotional clarity within yourself. Again, this person in the Eight of Cups, once they find that emotional clarity, they're moving into the Nine of Cups energy. That is inner fulfillment. That's when I really believe in myself. I trust within myself. But it's also fulfillment of a wish. All these aces, I have a feeling it's more than one wish. And then the Ace of Swords. It feels to me like this king is going to reach out and communicate in some way. I almost feel like this king's a little afraid. Hmm. Certainly, this could be someone that you already know. Um, this could be someone that you have mixed feelings about because, we have the Six of Cups, which really does talk about good memories, happy memories. But then we also have the Five of Swords, which can talk about toxicity. The Five wants change. What's it coming over? The Seven of Wands, standing your ground, mirroring the Empress and this King. So I feel like if this King was the cause of this Five of Swords in any way, this could be why this king is a little fearful. Maybe I know I've been a little toxic. Maybe I know that. But maybe I know now, I feel like you have grown. And I feel like they know that. So, I feel like they're trying to figure out a way to approach you. Um, because they know, like, they know if their vibration doesn't match yours, I feel like you'll just like throw them to the curb. But I still feel like they're going to reach out, even though they don't know, like, what will be the answer. How will Scorpio react to the communication I'm about to give them? Two cups is over here. So I definitely feel like someone feels like you are a soulmate. I'm talking a lot about love, but it doesn't have to be just love. But boy, it feels like energy that's evolving. Again, it could have started as a friendship. I could have this king, I feel like would say, I probably wasn't my best, but yet I'm starting to realize that to approach you, I need to think about where my own energy is at. I feel like this is also someone who knows that, you've been through like this rough path or patch. That's what I wanted to say. And I do feel like, let's say they do reach out and they communicate and they say to you, you know, I love you as a friend, but I'm starting to really catch feelings deeper than that. But they also know that they could have caused some issues. Now, I want to remind you that I feel like there's also good memories, and that may be their saving grace. But I don't feel like you jump right in. I just don't. It's almost like you have evolved so much. Um, I feel like you're taking these epiphanies and you're putting them to use. Your spiritual team is here. They want you in the present moment. It could also talk about how I saw this queen kind of like looking towards the future, maybe calling her energy back in, saying, I want you to live in the present moment. This is where you're really going to notice the signs. It may be talking about not projecting things too far out. But listen, judgment's coming right over the commitment card. This is my favorite love card. I know I say it all the time, but that's because I feel like this is real commitment. And I love that the Hierophant is right before that. Okay. I want to go back and look at a few things. Um, hmm. I want to look between the Four of Cups and the Seven of Cups. Because in both those energies, first of all, in the Four of Cups, you are receiving that cup. Like, there's no doubt you're receiving that cup. But your spiritual team is saying, just trust us. If you can't trust yourself. So let's just see where the hesitation is or why there's hesitation. I know some of it's because of the Five of Swords. I don't know if they are the actual cause of that Five of Swords, so we'll go there next. Wow. All right. We have the Eight of Cups. We have the Four of Swords healing, healing of the emotional house, and then this card flipped on the computer. Hello, other ace, Ace of Pentacles. You now have all the aces. You have them all. The Ace of Pentacles to me is really a seed. And this is a seed that I can either nurture, which the Empress would. And if I nurture this seed, and listen, the sun is here, that's only going to help nurture this seed, then it truly has the potential just to grow and grow and grow. Healing right before that. So I feel like, I'm letting go of just energy doesn't serve me anymore. I feel like you're finding it easier and easier to let go. And that may mean like I'm not holding on to like old ideas, the way I thought things should be. You have every right to want things the way you want things to be, but sometimes that's not how the universe plays. Eight of Cups, emotional clarity. This tells me that there's been some emotional issue here regarding love, but yet it's also telling me the divine and you have the ability to heal that and potentially let it go. Why? Because then the Ace of Cups or the Ace of Pentacles follows. And for some reason, I always feel this ace is like a seed. And whatever I do with that seed is the direction it will go. I'll nurture it, give it plenty of sunlight, and it's just going to blossom. Or I can just let it dry up and die. But healing is right before that. Okay. Let's come over and look at this Five of Swords. The Hermit. Carter Virgo. This can certainly talk about, especially with the Ten of Wands here, like you've gone through the dark night of the soul, like you've been there, you've done that. This Hermit is shining, it's speaking of light outwardly, probably to help others. And often I don't feel like it doesn't have to mean it's something I do for a living, it's just who I am now. I feel like this is talking about probably old souls. Maybe you've loved each other before in previous lifetimes. You definitely know each other. Even if you don't know who this is in this lifetime, you do know each other. The hermit, you'll either see the hermit going into a cave, which means I'm in that dark night of the soul and I'm seeking the light, or you'll see the hermit emerging from the cave. And here he's emerging from the cave. And he's holding his beacon of light out for others. I don't know why I always say he, she or he. Over the Five of Swords. That tells me that you reflected upon that Five of Swords. You reflected upon what's been toxic in your life. And I don't feel like you have any, like, I feel like there's not one part of you that wants to repeat that. Right? I've been there, I've done that. I also feel like the hermit figures out when it's in the dark night of the soul. I'm asking those big questions. I'm really finding my spirituality. But really what I'm figuring out is I am the light. I am my light. I am my own savior. I don't need someone else to come in and save me. I can do it all on my own. And maybe the Five of Swords, that toxicity, sometimes like we're pushed. Like our spirit guides will push us in certain directions where things become so hard that we have no choice but to make a change. Definitely tying you directly to that hermit's energy. So, 9 is about reflection, right? But it's about final reflection. I feel like really what this is saying is you're truly learning the value of you. You're understanding that you're much more than just this human body, that you're a spiritual being, and your voice, what you have to say and how you use it, I feel is very healing. All right, I'm going to look right at this king now. Let's take the hermit up. Let's look right at this king. This king is already looking at you as the empress, the chariot. It is the card of Cancer, but it really speaks about unlimited potential. The chariot is driven by our intentions. So our intentions decide whether it's going to be unlimited or we're going to put a halt on it. In other words, if I put negative intentions out there, well, that's probably what's going to come back to me. But I don't feel like the chariot would show up if that's the way you were thinking. I don't feel like you think that way anymore. I feel like you can find the positive in anything. Just who and what do I want to give my time to? I mean, this is really speaking of you and your unlimited potential, but I feel like someone else is like admiring that about you. We have the Three of Swords with the Seven of Wands. Wow, King. I don't know. I don't know. I don't say this very often where, listen, first of all, the decision has to be has to be yours. And that's what your spiritual team is saying. Like this rebirth feels like it's going to happen no matter what, right? This ace is going to blossom. This ace of wands is, it's going to be desirable. But that doesn't mean that you naturally just accept that. I feel like it does kind of feel like this king has hurt you. But I also feel like you've evolved. And the Seven of Wands coming out with that. Let's just put it this way. If this king is someone that you already know and they want to approach you, they want to talk about their feelings, let's say, then I feel very confident in saying that my Scorpio is not going to accept anything less than what she or he deserves. Like, I feel you feel very strong on that. I also don't say very often that someone may be coming in with an apology. Again, do you accept it? I don't know. The energy around it is just, full of passion, desire, even love, and even soulmate. But that doesn't promise us that everything is easy, right? Yet, I feel like with the Page of Cups coming over the sun, it is asking you, be in your playful energy. Like, maybe it's just saying enjoy the present moment and take it from there. And if it goes further, it goes further. And I know what some of you are going to say, but Sandy, I don't want to spend any time with someone who, where it's just going to, get blocked or they're just going to hurt me again. But here's the thing. I feel like this king is looking at you in a completely different light. I feel like this king, like, is looking at you as the Empress. So I do feel like they know that you're not going to accept less than what you deserve. And I do feel like you now know what you deserve. And I feel like it's come through some hard lessons. And I know you don't want to repeat them. But this is life. People hurt us sometimes. Doesn't always mean that we just close the door to them. Of course, that has to be your choice. Interesting. I feel like if there's going to be a conversation and it's relating at all to love, I feel like you're going to be very stoic. You're going to be very strong. You're not just going to melt in their arms type of energy. Hmm. It's like the king is saying, Scorpio's got his shit together. And if I don't have my shit together, I already know the answer's going to be no. So I better have my shit together. Okay, so let's take that and let's come down and look at judgment. Because judgment is here asking you to be present so that a rebirth can take place. And it is coming over again, the marriage/commitment card. So let's get a little more clarity on that. Spiritual team, we are asking for your advice. I feel like you have come a long way. I feel like you're just so much stronger than you used to be. And I feel like you know it. You feel it. And I'm not saying that you're being mean to anyone. You just know what you know. You just know what you know. And I feel like you know what you deserve. All right. But, anyways, look at that. Four of Wands over the Four of Wands. Flipped itself over face up in the deck. And I'm talking directly to your spiritual team. Hmm. Wow. It's almost like they're telling us to move forward. Still doesn't mean you have to. But in the Four of Wands, this really talks about the two people in this energy who truly want to commit to each other. Okay. Wow. That just kind of blew my mind a little. So I'd like to follow that up a little bit. We have the Seven of Pentacles. Patience. That's Seven of Pentacles' first message is patience. But I often feel the Seven of Pentacles is energy it's meant to be. Often feeling the Seven of Pentacles, especially because we have the soulmates out. I feel like these soulmates make a plan before they even come to this lifetime to meet at a certain time. And if I already know this person, maybe to evolve at a certain time. It does mean that one of these seeds is coming to fruition. One of these seeds is coming ripe. We saw the Ace of Pentacles, so we know that seed, where to go. I think I picked it up, but Oh, it was up here by that ace. It's almost like your spiritual team is saying, we're just letting you know that you and this person planted this seed to come to fruition at this time. Now, does that mean that everybody is ready? I mean, well, I was going to say, let's just ask that question. We have the strength card with the tower. So to me, this is the ability to overcome the towers. This means that I probably have overcome a tower. It definitely, to me, the strength card talks about like our own inner demons. Now we have two Four of Wands here. So I feel like it's talking about you and another. And listen, maybe both of you have overcome some, something that kind of held you back before. It's almost like, um, well, in the strength card, in our own inner demons, sometimes I pick it up like drinking, or doing something like that, where then it hurts us in some way, hurts me in some way. But the strength card really is about finding that balance by looking within. It is the sense of courage, becoming courageous. I feel like that takes away the sting of the tower, but I feel like it's kind of answering a question too. Can we overcome these towers? Well, in this reading, it feels like you can, and it feels like you do. Still doesn't mean I have to say yes. But I feel like what's happening is we're getting more and more clarity as to why some of the more difficult energies happen in the first place. Two, Four of Wands. I mean, Seven of Pentacles, meant to be. Um, I feel like I don't want to take away that other Four of Wands. So I think what I'm going to do, what do I want to do? I'll tell you what I want to do. I want to pick up this Two of Cups. We already know the Four of Cups is here, right? Four of Cups is asking you to use your own spiritual discernment. It does talk about a cup coming in, and that cup is coming in. It's right there. Do you accept it? Do you not? I feel like the ball is in your court. You know what I mean? So I'm going to take the Two of Cups, the Ace of Cups. Remember that the Four of Cups is here. I'm definitely going to take one of these Four of Wands, and I'm going to pick and remember judgment. Your spiritual team is here. The Empress, that's already your energy. The Devil could certainly talk about temptations. But could also be a Capricorn. We may also take this Ace of Swords or the Ace of Wands with it. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to pick these up and I'm just going to surround this energy. I kind of feel like I'm going to leave this King out also because I feel like he's a major player here. And what we're going to do, we're going to use a completely different deck. Let's bring them out the way they came, which was the Ace of Cups, the Ace of Wands, the Two of Cups. Well, we had the King with the Two of Cups, and then the Four of Wands. So, if we just read it that way, that's quite beautiful, right? This person's, I mean, you can literally see like his heart chakra is being activated. Maybe he didn't even ask for it. It just happens. Hard not to fall in love with the Scorpio. Two of Cups, soulmates. Doesn't always mean the soulmates are meant to last for a lifetime. However, the Four of Wands twice, that really is about a true commitment. Ace of Wands, inspired, passionate. And we're going to use a different deck. I'm going to use the Gilded Tarot, and I'm just going to kind of go around this energy. I'm going to give myself a little bit of room. Oops, sorry about that. I know some of you wear headphones. You're probably like, Sandy. I'm going to give it one more shuffle. And then we're just going to kind of surround this energy. I feel like there is a card already flipped over. So let me check real quick. I felt like something was flipped. Might have been my imagination. It's a little humid, so they're not moving that easily. Okay, I don't think one did. That's strange. I could have swore I saw one flipped over. Nope. Okay. All right, I'm going to move this up. Let's give him another good shuffle. Something doesn't belong. That's what it is. That different deck. Well, look at that. That's you. Queen of Cups. Interesting. This is from the Light Seers. I don't know how it made it into that deck, but I knew I saw something, so we're going to leave her out. That brings you right into this. And, okay, I feel like I got to take that. If you look at this queen, she's got this key around her neck. She's connecting to above. This key unlocks the next door. Spiritual team is calling you to the present moment. There may be a new door that's opening up. You know what else I love about this image? It shows you how you're very comfortable with really all types of people. You know what I mean? Like you don't look at people like, like let's say someone's an attorney and someone else works at McDonald's. You see them as the same. And I feel like that's very beautiful of you. Okay. These kind of wanted to come out together, so let's go ahead and see what's going on here. Okay, flip them around. Three of Wands. Well, that's an optimistic view. That is living in the present moment, which your spiritual team was asking for you to do. This is being grateful for what I have at this very moment and not projecting myself too far out in the future. Knowing that the ships, you can literally see them, will reach the shore in their divine time. In the meantime, I'm just going to enjoy my life right now, it's optimism. Well, hello, Ace of Pentacles. There's that seed again. Ten of Wands. Two of Swords. And the beautiful Empress again. Okay. So I just kind of wanted to go around it. So I feel like I have two different ways. It's still, I feel like maybe because it really has to be up to you. I feel like it's showing me like both sides of the coin. It's definitely pointing out that, again, this is talking about soulmate energy. It is talking about that there's passion involved. There's no doubt there. If I look at this side of the board, it's all about living in that present moment, being optimistic, putting optimistic energy out into the universe. It feels like that's what produces this seed. Again, this Ace of Pentacles, which is, again, I feel like it's a seed that was previously planted. It's just now coming to harvest, right? But then if I look at this side of the board, I have the Ten of Wands with the Two of Swords. So I feel like it's two sides of yourself looking at the same situation. But look what's at the bottom. The Empress. The Empress. You. Two of Swords may simply mean that fear may raise its ugly head, but maybe it's just for a moment. I'm in no way telling you what to do because I feel like this has to be a personal decision. This feels like one of those complicated readings that each and every one of you have to decide for yourself. I feel like in the Two of Wands, take off all the blindfolds, be completely truthful and honest with yourself. You know what I mean? Like don't lie to yourself. But also facing everything head on. So I feel like I'm either going to be in the Three of Wands energy or the Two of Swords energy. So let's take one on each. Okay, well, let me see if my deck is in reverse. What is going on with my deck? Didn't I not say a card was flipped? There it is. Wow. The Eight of Wands. This Scorpio, this is a strange reading. But probably just as it's meant to be. So, anyways, I knew there was a card flipped over. I didn't know this was in there, the Queen, but yet she was. Now the Eight of Wands. Again, when I think about, I bring about also fast moving energy. It's almost like we can't doubt it anymore. But then look what comes out, the wheel. Destiny. Destiny, my child. Destiny. Now, I was going to turn the deck. I feel like, well, I have to point out the Judgment is here again. Like it wanted to be seen again. It's almost like you can hide me, but I'm still here. That's your spirit guides. Again, calling you to the present moment. It's almost like pointing to you which direction they'd like to see you take. And that would be of the Three of Wands, because that is living in the present moment. It's being grateful for the things that I have, the place that I'm at, right where I'm at. Doesn't mean things are perfect, but it does talk about a rebirth. Now, with that being said, I am going to turn it around and I'm going to take a card over the Two of Swords, and we have the Five of Cups. Wow. Let's talk about this Five of Cups for a second. First of all, it's a five. Change. This Five of Cups talks about someone who's focused on what they have lost. And what we want to be careful of is that we don't get lost in this energy and think that that's it for us. There's never going to be love. No matter who this king is, this is talking about love that's coming in your life. This is talking about a soulmate. This is talking about someone's heart that's being activated on purpose. It just feels like that's the right time. And when you move out of the energy of focusing on all that you have lost and start looking at what is yet to be gained in this energy, this person figures out that there's two cups that they have yet to find. Listen, maybe I found it, but it didn't work out in my favor. Interesting. I don't know why I keep going back and forth and back and forth. So the Five of Cups. Five, change. You know, what it's saying is don't get lost in the woe is me energy. Even though it's easy to do that, and even though everybody understands that, even your spiritual team, take off that blindfold. Don't think that like there is not love out there for you, that there's not a soulmate love. It literally is right here. And it's surrounded by love. And then you coming out as the Empress again. So I feel like I want to take one right above the two aces. The Three of Pentacles. You know, Three of Pentacles to me is you doing something that comes very natural to you, something you're very good at. This is sometimes when I'm getting lost in my creative house, but someone else is taking notice of that. You know, this is about your individual, you being your individual, what's the word I'm trying to say? Like being your individual self and being proud of that. But in a way, I'm kind of just doing my thing. And I feel like, you know, you have like a secret admirer. I don't know how secret it is. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. But as it relates to love, this is someone who loves you for who you are. And what I mean by that, if someone comes into your life and is like, I love you, but you got to change this about yourself and that about yourself and that about yourself. Okay, well, then you don't really love me, right? Because love me the way I am. But in this energy, that's exactly what they do. They love you for exactly who you are. And you should love yourself for exactly who you are. And let's just take one more with the Empress. Well, hello, Ace of Swords. Someone is going to reach out. Someone is going to make communication. But I also want to say that I feel like your voice has become so strong. Your truth is undeniable. And anyone who, you know, I feel like comes against you, good luck. Good luck. Anybody know what movie that's from? It's like one of my favorite movies, and I say it all the time. Good luck. Good luck. Ace of Swords. You'll have to let me know. But I feel like someone's going to be reaching out. Someone's going to be communicating with you. Someone may be telling you their feelings. It may surprise you. It may not surprise you. Do I think it's got potential? Everything is showing me that it does. But I feel like the one thing that matters the most is that this person is on my vibration. This is not me lowering my vibration to be with another. No, I've done that, been there. My vibration is now high. I know who I am. I love who I am. Doesn't mean I'm perfect, but I even love the broken little pieces of me, my imperfections. It just is who I am. So I'm not lowering my vibration to be with anyone. And boy, do I feel like this king already knows that. Wow. Scorpio. This is one of those readings where I cannot wait to read your comments because it went so back and forth, but I feel like that's because this king is uncertain, not uncertain about you, but about what Like, if I approach you, how will you be with that? Hmm. I mean, it's just really beautiful. Um, and I feel like you have no interest in going backwards. But that doesn't mean that someone's energy could not have evolved, because you yourself have evolved. Maybe they have too. Now, it could be someone you don't know in this lifetime, but everything makes me feel like you already know 'em. So I'm going to kind of leave that up to you. I can't wait to read your comments. I know some are going to find this confusing. I find it a little confusing, but I feel like that's just exactly how it's meant to be. So, okay, with all that being said, let's pull Mother Mary over this reading. And what a reading it was, or it is. We have two boundaries. Boundaries. I am clear and honest with others about my expectations. That may be where their hesitation comes in, because they know that. I am clear and honest with others about my expectations. It's like you've drawn a line in the sand, and that's good. Health. My prayers for healing miracles have been heard and answered. I feel like you're feeling better and better and better. You're evolving and evolving and evolving. I feel like, yes, you've been through difficult times, but I feel like that is easing up. I feel like this almost is going to feel like an unrecognized life, but in the best of ways. I would say, even if I said no to this king, I still see all these blessings for you. So it doesn't feel like I have to say yes, because I feel like you are already seeing the fruits of your labor. Your compassionate soul. It's like good karma is finding you now. But so is love. Okay. I'm going to stop talking. And I'm going to let that be. And I'm going to leave it up to you. I don't say this very often, but I feel like you are going to give me confirmation more than anything. Let me know where you're at in this reading. Let me know how it made sense to you. Some of you are going to be like, it made no sense, Sandy. And that's okay. That's okay. Hey, listen, sometimes a reading doesn't make sense when you first watch it, but then things start to evolve in your life and you're like, wait a minute. I think I remember hearing that in that reading. So kind of keep it in your back pocket. But for some of you, I feel like you know exactly what I'm talking about. So just let me in on it. Okay, I'm going to let that be, guys. I love you. I thank you. And I'll see you next time at our table. Bye bye, Scorpio.